Hey everybody, welcome to day 4. Thank you so much for joining me for our form and function workout and series. Today we are going to be, or I'm going to be using some kettlebells, but you, of course, as always, are welcome to use dumbbells. So I'm going to actually go through all of the explanations with both, and then hopefully we'll have time to then get everything in once we get to work. But let's go ahead and start with a nice warm up. We are going to be doing our initial kind of core set with the kettlebells or dumbbells. I'm going to be using 8 kilogram kettlebells, so pretty light, and then a 44 pound, so like a 12 kilogram kettlebell, and that's about my plan for the day. So let's go ahead and get some warm up going on. So bring your arms all the way up, take a nice deep inhale, and then exhale, pull to one side just as far as feels comfortable for you. And then inhale, bring it up. And then exhale, go to the other side. Inhale back to center, and then exhale, fall over the legs. Nice and deep. And then just hang there for a second. In fact, if you'd like, go ahead and grab your elbows with your hands. Just let your upper body kind of bounce forward. The weight pulling you down. So bounce up and down just a bit, and then let yourself kind of swing side to side. Go ahead and try to wake up that core, grab around, lengthen through those hamstrings and through the back. All right, let's go ahead and widen our feet out. And we're going to just go ahead and twist over the leg on one side. So I'm just going to walk my hands outside the left leg, try to get some pull into the back on that right side, and then walk back over to the left. Get some pull on that left side, and then walk back to the left. And back to the right. Want to get some movement in through all those little places that we're going to try to be twisting into today. Go ahead and just pivot your body so you're long on your mat. The left leg's forward, the right leg's back, and then drop onto that back knee. And we're going to take our right arm and just hinge up and lean over that right leg. So let your right arm kind of swing. Allow it to take some momentum with you. So we want to try to keep our low back stable and put mobility into the mid back, kind of the main spot to always be aware of. And you keep that low back stable by really contracting through the core. All right, bring your arms wide, either goalpost or straight arms, and you're going to twist over your left leg. So mainly just twist to the left side, come back to center, and twist. We'll go 3, 2, use that momentum. 1, again, trying to keep that low back stable. Twist through the mid back. Let's take a quick little pull on that hamstring and then switch to the other side. All right, right leg forward. Tuck that left hip under and then swing the left arm up and over. Use that momentum a bit. So our first few exercises, we're going to go 3 sets of 10 reps, and it's all going to be focused on the core. So we're not holding planks, we're not doing crunches or sit-ups or twists, but we're going to use a little bit of weight, putting our torso under load, and then we have to kind of lift up and contract through that to support. All right, let's do our little twist to the right. 2, 3, 4. Should feel pretty good on that mid back. Kind of start chill and then add up from there. Maybe enjoy a little back pop. But remember, keep that low back stable. We want to try to find our twist through the mid back. 3, 2, and 1. All right, let's get that little hamstring stretch here on the right side. All right, so The 3 exercises are traditionally done with a kettlebell, but as always, they can be done with a dumbbell. So, like I said, I'm going to give you a little bit of a peek on how to do it with both. Press into your hands, drive your hips up and back, hit your downward facing dog. Very good. And then walk your hands back to your feet. All right. So let's just go through the motions together. I'll hold some weight to kind of show you what it's going to look like, but I'm going to have you go through the movement without weight, first couple sets or first couple reps, and then you'll have a little idea of how to load your body, how to set the core, and make sure that you're ready to go and not going to pull anything or aggravate anything. Okay, so we're going to put, the first one is a pyramid hinge. You're going to put your left foot forward and your right foot back so that your heels line up. Your right foot's at an angle and your left foot straight ahead. Your right arm is going to hold the weight straight up overhead. So the big deal here is that you're going to activate through the back and then that oblique, your lat, and then of course all that torso. Now, depending on your flexibility and range of motion, you might not go very far. You're going to kick that right hip back, stack your hands, and then drop all the way down as far as your flexibility will let you go, and then drive up using that oblique. All right, so there's that side. Let's go ahead and turn, see what the other side feels like. Right foot forward, line up that left heel right behind, your toes at an angle, drive the left arm up, hinge down, and then press up. Always important, keep that back stable by grabbing through the core. Okay, from there, we're going to do a halo. So you're going to take your weight. Make sure that you have a super solid stance. So the hips are tucked under so that your pelvis is neutral to the ground. So you have it squared off to the ground. You have a nice root through your feet. The belly's strong. And then you're just going to draw a halo around the head. The crown of the head. And even though this feels like it might be getting into the shoulders, what you're going to try to work on is that upper middle back all across your shoulder blades. And then, if you can't guess, that core. So getting the chest lifted, contracting deep, just like we hold the core together from a plank position, that's what we're hitting up with our halo. We're going to go 10 each way. All right, then the last one is going to be a figure 8. So you're going to widen your feet a bit. The big thing here is to get that butt back and your chest forward. So you're kind of in a mid squat / mid hinge, right? So for a deadlift, we want our chest to drop. For a squat, we want our butt to drop. So for this, we're kind of in between. And then we're going to pass the weight from the right hand to the left, and you're going to make a figure 8. There's a little shift that goes on in the hips. So you want to draw deep into the belly, grab tight through that core, and lengthen the back, sitting on those heels. All right? So that's what it looks like with your dumbbell. Let's go ahead and get started, and I'll kind of show you what it looks like with the kettlebell, but go ahead, grab weight wherever you're at. We're going to get our count started. So if you're holding a kettlebell, slide your wrists through, your palm through, grip around, and make your wrist strong. So you want to make sure that your wrist isn't bending back. So you want to put a strong wrist, line those heels up, punch high through that arm, and then hinge. So there's 1. We're going to go to 10. Double check with that core constantly. Kind of helps to have something to keep your eyes focused on. Try to keep your back nice and long. This can also obviously be done body weight. Just getting that hinge, that range of motion. 7. Get your hips all the way set at the top. 9 and 10. Perfect. Okay, other side. Kettlebells are good to use, and even though it kind of feels awkward at first, if you have access to them, they've been shown to really help strengthen the wrist and hand. So something to kind of maybe give yourself a chance, keep trying. I know sometimes I have some clients that prefer dumbbells, and that's fine. But here and there, give it a shot. See if you can kind of build strength through that arm and wrist. Really the wrist. All right, check in with that core. Hinge those hips back. Slide up. 7, 8. You have to have so much flexion and contraction through the lower body and then through that core. 10. Perfect. Okay, for kettlebell with our halo, just grab around the horns. Your hands are facing away from you. Then swing that bell up. Get those arms going up and around. There's 1, 2. So you want to try to develop the back here, set into the core, and check in and make sure your hips are not moving as the bell is making that circle around your head. There's 8, 9, and 10. Okay, let's go the other way. Make sure I'm not hinging forward and back. Especially as the bell goes behind, really feel that big grab through the belly. Keep the chest lifted. Always be thinking about tightening that rib cage down while keeping the chest up nice and tall. 8, 9, and 10. All right, we have our figure 8. Separate those feet, hinge the hips back. Back is flat. Here we go. Make sure I get that connection. 2. So it's easy here to just sit into it and swing that bell and forget about your back and core. But remember, we're here for the core. For me, when I think core, I can really get my mind connected more to the muscle of that torso. 2 and 1. Okay, now we got to reverse it. Stick your butt back, keeping your pelvis neutral. So you're not losing the tailbone up toward the ceiling. The back is long and strong. Belly firm. Feel a little heat in the legs. 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right. I'll join those of you with dumbbells so you feel like are hitting it up together. Okay, back to our pyramid hinge. I'm going to start on my left side this time. Right leg forward, left leg at that angle, heels line up. Ready, set. Pack into the back. Grab tight through that core. Seven. Slide that shoulder blade down. You have to get that strong, strong upper arm. 10. So there's a little twist and rotation. Ready, go. Little rotation through that shoulder as you hinge forward. You got it. 6. Tighten through those thighs. Lengthen through the back. 9. Check in with your neck. Make sure you're not grabbing tension there. 10. All right. Back to our halo. Set your stance. So knees are soft. Heels, hips, shoulders all line up. Here we go. Let's circle that head. Focus the core. Focus the core. Seven. Get one elbow real high. There's 10. As the other one digs under and around. That's it. Can you tighten any deeper under that rib cage? Side to side, belly button back. 8, 9, and 10. Okay, let's hit up that figure 8. Hinge it back and down. Pass it through. Since we've started, I've been talking to you about really just tightening into and finding your own best efforts, right? Your own best flex, your highest rate of output. Here's 10, other way. So check in with that here. Can you flex any deeper? Build that heat any more. Try not just to get through the move or get into the motion, just counting your reps, but really dig into the work. 9, 10. All right, one more set. Back to our pyramid hinge. Punch it up. Set up your stance. Wrap deep through that core. 1. Focus, set in. What are you feeling? 4. When I lose a little bit, my arm up there, feel my belly really have to grab that torso and core. You can tell it's my third set. 7. Tilt through those hips. Keep your back real long. 10. Okay, other side. Toes straight ahead. Back foot at an angle. Slide it down. Check in with your foundation. Obviously, you have to have that strong foundation so you don't keel over. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Really feel that top side. Nice and strong. Okay, here we go. Halos. You got it. Feel those shoulder blades sit in. Those hips stay set. So here we're finding mobility through our shoulders and the shoulder joint while keeping stability through the shoulder blades, the scapula, other way. Pull that belly button strong. Keep sliding those shoulder blades down your back. So feel that retraction. Here's 9 and 10. Okay. Figure 8, separate those feet just a bit. Hinge your hips back. Grab tight through that core. Tight, tight, tight. Lengthen the back. Hold strong through that belly. 4, 5. Again, retract those shoulder blades down your back. 9, keep that core firm. 10, other way. Looking good. Getting a little hand-eye coordination here too. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right. Well done, well done. Take a quick downward facing dog. Stretch through everything. Depending on how your low back feels, go ahead and go all the way into a child's pose. And then stretch there. I'm going to talk us through our next segment. We're going to be hitting up a kettlebell swing. Okay, if you don't have a kettlebell, just grab your heaviest dumbbell. Still works just as great. The big thing with a swing is making sure that you're using momentum. If you don't feel comfortable at all with a kettlebell swing, I would like for you to still go through the motions with body weight. It's a really super great, effective exercise for building some great cardiovascular health, building a lot of glute strength, hamstring strength, and really getting those hip flexors open. And it helps if you have any sort of low back pain from a lot of sitting. So it's kind of funky to think about because a lot of people hurt their low backs from a swing. But if you can kind of still work with it, get into it, watch a lot of tutorials, work with me. It's a super effective, very, very healthy exercise to get into the rhythm of. Okay, so with your first swing, you should have your bell pretty far away from you. Go ahead and hinge into the hips and slide into those heels. So your butt's pushing back, your back's really long and flat. And then you grab the core, slide those shoulder blades down, and then this is your first swing. So you hinge, you let your bell swing under, chest drops forward, and then you pop back the weight up by using the thrust of your hips. Okay, so it has nothing to do with your arm strength. It's all to do with the thrust of your hips, winding up through those glutes and hamstrings, and then hinging forward, really grabbing the momentum. So go body weight. Don't hold any weight. Just kind of clip your thumbs together, hinge, and thrust. Get going with that. And then from there, you can start adding in some weight. Don't go too heavy, but I also would challenge you not to go too light. Because if it's too light, then the tendency is to sit back here, not get your full thrust, and just use your arms. Because people get worried about their back, so they sit here. But actually, that's more pressure on your back. So you want to pop those hips up, lock the butt under, grab through the core, and then you're good. You're golden. We are going to go for time. So 40-second swings, 20 seconds of rest / stretch, and then we'll get ready for the next one. We're going to go 4 rounds in a row. Ready, set, and go. So hinge it back. That first swing picked up from the ground. Tighten through that core. Lengthen through the back. Always keep that core locked. Let the bell drive under. That's how you wind up through those hamstrings and press up. 10 seconds to go. Time. All right. Good job, good job. Hopefully that was good for everybody. Let's just take a nice little squat. Hinge side to side. Heart rate should be coming up a bit. 5 seconds. Gear up. 3, 2, and go. At the top of your swing, when your legs get straight, envision you're trying to jump as high as possible. That'll kind of help get those legs locked in. Stay with it. 3 seconds. Time. Feel those hamstrings. Glutes. Heart rate. Take a little child's pose. Okay, 5 seconds. Ready, set, and go. Set 3 of 4. Find your focus. Lock in to the back, belly, butt. You got it. Hang with it. Time. Whew. Put your elbows on your knees. Do a couple cat-cow here. 3, 2, and 1. 20 seconds has never gone so fast. Stay focused. Core first. That's how you protect your back. Make sure you stop your hips right on top of the heels. 3, 2, and 1. Oh, well done. We made it. Whew. Okay. One little set left. Gather your heart rate. Push a little finisher set. And then we'll be there. Okay, so back to dumbbells or kettlebells, whatever you prefer. We're going to do a squat press, 5 each arm. If you don't press overhead, just squat. Don't worry about the press. Again, first the core. It's always super important. Wrap through. Keep your chest up. Elbows are in tight, straight ahead. So instead of flaring wide, tuck them in tight. And then sit your hips back first. But back, target those elbows to the knees. If you're pressing, press up with your right. Squat, press up with your left. All right, here we go. Belly strong, get that stance. Knees wide with toes. 1, 2. Notice the full line of energy. Everything matters. Starting with the core, working from there. Punch through the back muscles. 7, 8. Oh my gosh, I'm off one. Let's go one more each side. Classic Kelly counting. Okay, we're going to do a lunge under. So you're going to tuck your weight under your leg as you're lunging. Dumbbell or kettlebell. Set up a static lunge. Left leg forward, right leg back. Pass it under. 1. As you pass, it's just pushing your upper body a little more over that top leg, which is what we want. Then we're putting more work and effort through that front glute. Keep lifted through the chest. Make sure as you pass, it's not rounding, your upper back's not rounding. Okay, switch. Get set. Woo. Strong core. 2, 3. Hinge that upper back forward. 5, 6. It's all about that hinge in your front hip. 8, 9, and 10. Okay, we have a suitcase row, whether with dumbbells or with kettlebells. Totally up to you. Building into that back. Okay, so sit on your heels, hinge your hips back. Make sure your back is nice and flat. Again, don't lose your butt up. You don't want it to arch too far up. So just lengthen it a little, keeping your back nice and flat. Wrap through the core, and then pull. 1, 2, 3. Stick those hips back. Squeeze between the shoulder blades. Wrap around your belly. Here, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well done. Well done, well done. Okay, start with a downward facing dog. You made it through. Drop your left knee, push the right heel into the ground. See if you can hide your heel behind your toes. So it just helps us get that instep, push down a little. Okay, switch to the other side. Bend your right knee and drive your left heel toward the ground. Okay, drop onto your knees. Stay on those hands and then rotate through your ankles. Get a little rotation there. Twist in and then out. Okay, and then bring that right leg forward. Pull it toward the outside of your mat and then get your left knee back till it feels pretty good. Stay here, pulling that right knee wide. Or if you'd like, try dropping your left elbow and maybe your right onto the ground. Getting into that inner thigh just a little deeper on the right side. Well done, everybody. Would love to hear how you're doing with your swings, with your hinges, those pyramid hinges. Okay, stay on your left hand or your left forearm and rotate your right arm up. So let the arm twist and pull you back. Still gentle contraction through your core. Long back. Okay, slide it down. Hinge back and get your hamstring. You can keep that leg wide, that's fine. Or if you want to pull it back toward the center of the mat. Keep that kind of scissor though. So your right hip's going to want to drive up. Push it down toward the ground. Level off. And then reach your chest toward that toe. Okay, quick pigeon. Pull that foot across. Walk your hands back to the front of the mat. Lay on the outside of your right calf. Walk your back left knee back just until you're sitting flat on the pelvis. So depending on how tight you are, you may be a little bit higher up on that left knee. That's fine. Okay, push into the hands. We're going to hit up that other side. Bring your left leg forward, outside to the left side of the mat. Let the knee drop out toward the left. And then based on how you feel in your flexibility, drop your right forearm possibly your left. Maybe you're only here for 1 or 2 seconds. That's fine. Then you need to come back up to your hands. Totally fine. You should be able to breathe evenly, deeply. Body's not freaking out that it's going to get pulled out of socket. Okay, rotate that left arm up. Let it come back behind your back just a bit. Feels good on the low back and the hips. Rotate that shoulder just like we did for our hinge. All right, plant your hands. Hinge back, so straighten that front leg. Remember, we want to drop that hip down, lengthen through the back. Nice hamstring stretch. Okay, pull your foot across to the other side of the mat. Walk your hands forward. And then slowly shift that back knee to wherever you can keep your pelvis level to the ground. And your left foot can be pretty close to your back right hip. In fact, the closer that your foot is to the hip back here, then the less intense the stretch is going to be. So if you need a little back off, a little grace, go ahead and hit that there. You all are doing fantastic. 4 days into our new series. I hope that you're motivated to follow up with healthy hydration and nutrition. Okay, slide that right leg all the way around. And we're going to hit up our straight leg reach. So push the backs of the knees into the ground. And maybe this is where you're at for now. If you're super duper tight, I would have you maybe find a wall to lean against or sit on a block or blanket or towel or pillow so that you can just get some lift through the hips. So if you sit on a wall, pack your back into the wall. See if you can get your arms straight up without collapsing through the back. Take a deep inhale and then exhale, full drop over those legs. Wherever your arms get to, that's your stretch. Just like we do when we're in a standing stretch, we want to find those hip flexors first, and that's where we're hinging from. That's where we're bending over from, as opposed to your low back. So you get a lot more range and the stretch is better. All right, push yourself up. Go through your little squat to stand. You all did fantastic. I'm so impressed. I'll see you tomorrow.